Okay, welcome everybody. So I want to bring you up to speed as far as where we're currently at right here, right now, what is going on as we speak, and what we can anticipate coming here in the next 24 to 48 hours or so. What is going to be happening, how we all need to prepare because things are likely going to be a little bit interesting here relatively soon. And I want to point out all of this, again, specifically focused on Social Security, as well as just everybody across the entire country. Some interesting things that are happening right now. As always, feel free to drop your comments down below. I'll do my very best to answer those, as well as come back in dedicated videos or live streams to answer those for you. Let me know what I can do for you. I'm here for you. All right, anyway. Okay, so as of right now, let's just talk about where we're currently at. So just to put this into context, I'm hosting this live stream right here, right now. It's about 5-ish p.m. on Monday, September 29th. Just want to give you that context, okay? I always like to share that. All right, so right here, right now, tomorrow night. It all comes down to tomorrow night and what is happening right now. Okay, so the last couple of days of the fiscal year is literally right now. The new fiscal year for the federal government starts on basically Wednesday morning at, 12 o'clock, midnight. Okay, so basically Wednesday morning right away is October 1st. That is the new fiscal year. Now, why do we care about this? A couple different things are happening. Number one, there's a very high likelihood that we're going into a government shutdown. Very high likelihood, according to what we're hearing right now, that's coming across the wire. However, right now, the president is also meeting with leaders of the House and the Senate. He's meeting with them, okay, to discuss this whole situation and trying to come together on a deal. So it's the president. I'm anticipating the vice president is there. I didn't see that specifically, but I anticipate he is there. We have the leader, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. We have the leader of the Senate, John Thune. We also have the minority leader of the Senate, Chuck Schumer, as well as the minority leader in the House, Hakeem Jeffries. So we have those individuals that are meeting, coming together on an agreement. Well, at least we anticipate agreements, but there may not be an agreement at all. Okay. Now, the anticipation is, as of right now, that they're probably not going to come together on an agreement. Here's why. Okay. And again, not trying to make it to scare anybody here. I'm just trying to get you prepared as far as what we're likely going to see, what this means for all of us. I'll break that down here more in just a second. But let me tell you the sticking points and why there's a major likelihood that we're going into a government shutdown in I don't know, however many hours that is, okay? Tomorrow night at, when we roll over to Wednesday morning at midnight, okay? However many hours that is, I don't know, 30, 32 hours or something like that, roughly. I don't know, just whatever that happens to be at the moment. Okay, here's why. Democrats are coming, and again, I'm not making a political video here. I'm just literally giving you facts based on what I've been researching on this. Okay, so Democrats are coming forward, and they are requesting the repeal and reinstatement of the $1 trillion of Medicaid cuts that were passed in the OBBB over the summer. That's number one. And then they're also asking for Obamacare subsidies to be extended beyond their expiration at the end of this year, okay? That's what Democrats are coming to the table negotiating. Do you think the president's going to do that? Nada, okay? I'm just saying that. Nada. Not happening. Not happening whatsoever, okay? That is not happening. Now, either side could flex a little bit, and either side could come together and say, well, can we meet somewhere or whatever? Or they could both just dig in and say, not giving in on this. It's just a done deal. We're not. We will shut this sucker down before we give in on this. And that is the consensus that a lot of people are suggesting, and the high likelihood of why we're likely going to come together on a shutdown of the federal government, okay? All right, so that's that. That's where we're at as of right now, and they're meeting literally today, right as we speak, to discuss the details on this and maybe come together on some kind of agreement to keep the government open. Now, last week, the House of Representatives passed a continuing resolution, otherwise known as CR, sometimes referred to as a stopgap bill. This is basically just a short-term agreement to keep the government funded at the current levels that it already is for an extended period of time until they can come together and negotiate even further. They literally do this every single year. Every year. In fact, I read something today. I didn't back test this or check the records on this, but apparently they've done an extension all the way back to 1980. So there you go. What is that? 45 years ago now? Yeah. So they literally do this all the time. They never hit their deadline of the end of the day, September 30th, to get a long-term funding deal done. Okay. But anyway, So last week, the House of Representatives passed it. It came in and passed it. Now, they passed it onto the Senate, and it failed in the Senate. Now, the extension would be is to keep the government open until November 21st, giving them more time to come together and negotiate out the details of this, right? So basically another, well, almost 2 months, basically, what is that? I don't know, 7-ish weeks or so, basically October, and then most of November, and the Friday before Thanksgiving is when it would have had to been done. But again, it failed in the Senate. So that leaves us to where we're at right now, which is essentially no agreement and just waiting to see if they will get something done. Now, the big question is, this happens every single year. This is nothing new for this year. This happens all the time, which is I get all kinds of questions. This time of year, I get tons of questions down below in the comment section. And not even so much questions, but more like concerns from people here in the community receiving Social Security or other fixed income benefits that are very concerned. And I don't blame you whatsoever. I see this every single year, which is statements and questions, something along the lines of, I'm on SSI. I need my benefit. I can't have a delay. Or people asking, is there going to be a delay to my benefit? Or other people suggesting and saying, I heard someone else said, XYZ, that our benefits are going to end. Let me clarify that for you right here, right now. That's not going to happen. Okay, here's the thing. They can shut it down all they want. I'm not saying that it'd be a good thing. I'm just saying if the government were to go into shutdown, it would not impact your benefit whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. It will not impact your benefit. Okay, here's the thing. You know this as well as I do, but just let me clear the air on this and just let me reassure you about your monthly benefit. Lawmakers, Congress, I should say the federal government, let me take that back. The federal government has mandatory spending that goes out significantly longer than just the year-by-year basis as far as what lawmakers do. Mandatory spending includes things like defense and things like Social Security, right? Very important things like this to not only the citizens of our country, but the protection of our countries as well, right? So anyway, with that being said, mandatory spending suggests in the event of a government shutdown, shut it down all you want. Mandatory spending suggests no matter what, Social Security will continue to pay benefits on time exactly as they always do, no delays whatsoever, no ending of checks, no delays of checks, no cutting of benefits, nothing. Everything will operate exactly as it has when it comes down to the distribution of your Social Security monthly benefits. No delay whatsoever, okay? So anyway, if you hear other people out there saying, oh, get ready, we're going to see some delays to checks because they're going to shut the government down. My response to that is, no, they're not. Absolutely not. It's mandatory. They must continue to pay you. That is their fiduciary responsibility. They must. They have to. It's the law, okay? Don't worry about your check. You'll continue to get it. Now, there is another flip side to that. Let's just talk about it a little bit further now. Let's just say that you have recently applied for Social Security, or you are in the process of hacking it out with an overpayment claim, which, by the way, did you see my video from about a week ago, sharing my story of an overpayment letter that I received? I could fill in any 4-letter word right now, right? Yeah, exactly. But I won't, because I don't do that. Yeah, I got an overpayment letter. I shared a video about a week ago telling my story about how I handled that in about, I don't know, a few weeks' time or so. Anyway, feel free to check that out if you want. But anyway, anybody that has recently applied for benefits or is awaiting the distribution of their Medicare card or anything like that, these services may be impacted and likely will be impacted in the event of government shutdown. So the processing of applications, the processing of overpayment claims, and all those kind of like back-end administrative things within Social Security and Medicare and all that stuff, yes, that could be impacted by Social Security. Yes, okay? Or sorry, I said by Social Security. Sorry, by a government shutdown. Yes, that absolutely could be impacted. But the distribution of payments, no, not impacted whatsoever. They must continue and they will continue to pay that. No disruption whatsoever, no delays, nothing there. Okay, does that help a little bit? Right? All right, so anyway, I think we're going to get a lot more answers here in a matter of minutes to hours or whatever it happens to be, however long it takes for them to wrap up this meeting and for some information to hit the wire as far as what happened with their meeting. But they have the rest of today, which is honestly not that many more hours. They have tomorrow. And if they don't come together on an agreement tomorrow, the government shuts down right away, basically 12:01, I suppose you would say, on Wednesday morning, goes into a shutdown. That's what happens. And then services will start to be impacted as a result of that. Does it make sense? Okay. Now, also, here's what's interesting. Apparently, the White House sent out a memo last week telling federal agencies to basically prepare for massive layoffs, basically, letting a lot of people go, or, basically just laying a lot of people off with a government shutdown. So basically sent out this memo saying, hey, prepare, get ready. We're likely going to go into a shutdown and prepare. Now, here's what else is interesting. As I dug more into this and I've been reading more about this, there's speculation out there suggesting they may shut it down for a handful of days, like up to a week or something like that, just as a way to eliminate numerous federal positions and just workers within the federal government agencies, as a way to just reduce those positions as like a super fast and easy way just to get rid of a lot of people. So I'm just saying, that's just the speculation. Who knows if that's really what's going to happen, or if that's just some conspiracy that's out there. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm just saying, just what I've been reading. There's always many different sides to every story, right? There's always different claims and conspiracies, and oh my, they're doing it because of this, and it's this person's fault, and it's that party's fault. Again, I'm not here to say whose fault it is or whose it isn't. I don't know. I feel like it's everybody's fault at the same time, right? They're the ones that are there. This is their job to do this. So I don't know. Again, I'm not here to blame anybody in particular. I'm here to give you information, and this is what I've been reading about it and the information that's out there. So just want to let you know what's going on here. I know there's a lot of information out in the headlines. I've been seeing it just like you, and I've also seen the headlines out there as well. Oh, prepare if you're on Social Security. Checks are ending. No, they're not. Checks are not ending. Okay. Anyway, I know that that's a massive concern here in this community. I see it every single year, and I've seen it this year as well. Please don't let that bother you. Do not lose sleep over it. You'll continue to get paid, okay? So by the way, if we go into a government shutdown, and we won't know if we will for another like however many hours, right away Wednesday morning, wouldn't be shocked if it happens, okay? But if we do, I'm just going to say this much. Those of you that get SSI, you're still getting paid on Wednesday. Those of you that get paid on the 3rd of the month because maybe you get concurrent claims, you're getting paid on Friday. You're still getting paid. Don't worry about it. You will still get paid. Okay. We could see some disruptions to other services within Social Security, but I still really wouldn't worry about that a whole lot unless you're in the process of applying for your benefit or you're working through something within Social Security. Then yeah, those services may be impacted. But for the most part, everybody currently on benefits, you're fine. Okay. Anyway, just want to give you a quick update on this. I'm curious to see how this meeting goes with them. I have a feeling it's not going to go very well. I'm just saying, based on the demands that lawmakers are coming in with and how they're all digging in on this, I just don't anticipate them coming together on some notable deal that actually comes together and says, oh, we came together and we have this great agreement. I just don't foresee that happening unless one side really folds and says, okay, you got us this time, but we're going to stick it to you in November when we come back to do this whole thing over again, which happens every year, which, by the way, just to put this into context, the last few years here, what they do is they push it out into November, and then they come back again, and they either push it out into December or they go all the way out until March. They've done that the last couple of years, is they don't get an agreement in November or December, whenever they push it out to, and then they push it out until like early next year, like March, literally way out there. So kind of nuts that they're allowed to even do this, right? So anyway, I hope this helps you, but yeah, just want to give you a quick update on this. I'm gonna have my wife Corey come in here and help me when she has a second. So anyway, it's a very interesting time that we're living through right now. A lot of things are changing, a lot of things that are going on. There's a lot of uncertainty, and yeah, let's just see what happens here, right? So as always, I will continue to keep you posted as we get further details. I'm just gonna throw this out there as long as I'm, here and you're here, all stuff like that. But anyway, there's the phone number there. Write that phone number down. Couple days here, we roll into October. That's a massively important month for those of you on Medicare. Write that phone number down. Thousands of you here in the community have called them. A lot of people saving a ton of money, getting better plans, getting better coverages, and helping with their initial enrollment into Medicare as they're turning 65. By the way, if you're turning 65, write that phone number down for sure. And also, if you're already on Medicare, write that phone number down for sure. It'll definitely be a very, very, very valuable resource for you over the coming days, weeks, and probably the next month or so. Anyway, Corey's here, going to help me out. All right, please have a nice afternoon.